Good morning, Sandeep sir, Dipali ma'am, Swati ma'am.
Good morning, Krishnat sir.
How are you doing?
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Krishnath sir.
Morning, sir.
Good, sir. So for now, I have put others in waiting room, the participants. Only our team is there. But we are YouTube live.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
Can you share the YouTube link, ma'am?
I'll share, sir. 1 minute, please.
I got it, ma'am. Thank you.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, madam.
Okay, sir.
Good morning, Nilesh sir. Welcome.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. Thank
Good
you.
morning. Uh, Nilesh sir, I would like to introduce Krishnath sir. He is from Domo, India, and Sunil. He is also from Domo, India.
I'm happy that horse's mouth people are there to guide our faculty members all the way from Domo, India. And I think that would be the great that we are learning from them itself.
Yes, sir.
Nice to know, sir.
And Krishnath sir, Dr. Nilesh Uke sir is Chairman Board of Studies Computer Engineering of Savitribai Phule Pune University.
Nice to meet you, sir. It is a great pleasure that we are able to deliver our knowledge to the entire faculty group and expand the information which we have with everyone across India. It's a great opportunity. We are very honored, sir. Thank
Our
you.
pleasure, sir. Our pleasure. Our faculty members, even we all need constant update, and that is the need of an hour. Thank you for joining us, sir. Thank you.
Absolutely, sir. It's our pleasure.
Professor Swati, you can add the participants.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Good morning, Ashfaq sir.
Good morning, Dr.
Good
San.
morning, Ashfaq, sir.
Good morning,
Ashfaq
everyone.
sir, we are having with us Dr. Nilesh Uke. He is Chairman of Board of Studies Computer Engineering, Savitribai Phule Pune University. And Nilesh sir, Ashfaq sir is India head of Domo India.
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
Sir, good morning, sir. And happy to see you here from Domo India, all the team from Domo India to guide our faculty members on data-driven business using this new tool. Really happy to see you all.
Thank you for having us here and thank you for the opportunity as well.
Let me congratulate Dr. Sandeep Kadam, who have found out you all people and gathered at one place. Really nice. And just let us know, even send me some curriculum about this tool so that I can include in my third year syllabus, whereas all 102 engineering colleges can also learn this software and related technologies. I would
Sir,
like
we
to
have
discuss with
already
you.
submitted this curriculum. It is the same one, sir, which,
Great.
yeah.
Yeah. We'll see how best we can utilize this technology, and our undergraduate students can also learn. I'll just see that, and I'll come back to you.
Yes.
Sure.
Uh, Professor Swati and Professor Radha, shall we start so that faculty members can join by the time?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Good morning to all respected dignitaries, faculty members, and participants. I'm Professor Radha Tripathi. On behalf of Keystone School of Engineering, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the Faculty Development Program on Data Driven Business Analytics using Domo. Today, we are gathered here to explore new ideas, gain technical knowledge, and understand the power of Domo in driving data driven decision making. This FDP is not just a program, but a platform for collaboration between academia and industry. So, first, to begin this auspicious day, let us invoke the blessing of Goddess Saraswati, the goddess of wisdom and learning. I request you all to kindly join for the Saraswati Pujan on this platform.
I think you can move ahead if the
You
Vandana
can
is.
go ahead, Swati madam.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Now I would like to respectfully invite our chief guest, okay sir, and Ashfaq sir, to kindly give me permission to inaugurate the FDP.
Please go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
please.
Ashfaq sir, thank you.
Yes, please go ahead.
To mark the formal inauguration of this FDP, I invite you all to kindly join this curtain ceremony.
Yeah.
Thank you all for gracing this occasion and marking the official beginning of today's event. Thank you. To give us an overview of this FDP, its objectives, and how the sessions will benefit all of us, I invite Professor Swati Paneri to speak about the workshop here.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, everyone. I am Professor
morning.
Swati Paneri. Respected dignitaries, esteemed resource person, fellow coordinators, and dear participants. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to this 1 week national level faculty development program on data driven business analytics using Domo, organized by Keystone School of Engineering in association with ISTE faculty chapter and Domo. The purpose of this FDP is to empower faculty members with practical skills in business analytics. So, over the next 5 days, we'll be engaging in sessions that combine both theory and hands on practice. So, let me briefly walk you through the flow of program. On day one, we'll be covering introduction to business analytics and overview of Domo BI platform. Here we'll set the foundation by exploring the capabilities of Domo and its integration with various data sources. Day two is data management with SQL and Excel, that is data ingestion and connectors. So you'll be learning about more and more connectors that will be added to Domo platform and how you'll add data to it. Day three is data visualization and dashboarding. Participants will learn to create intuitive and interactive dashboards to communicate insights effectively. In day four, advanced features of Domo like advanced analytics and governance part. And in day five, we'll be dealing with your own data. You can bring your college data, you can bring your attendance and anything that you want to visualize, and we'll convert that project into interactive dashboards using Domo. So by the end of this program, you will be able to confidently use Domo BI for analytics and reporting, integrate data from multiple sources, apply visualization techniques to enhance teaching and research, and guide students towards industry relevant skills. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for clearing layout, the goals, and the structure of today's session. Moving ahead, every successful event is guided by a visionary leader. We are fortunate to have such a dynamic and inspiring principal here. I now invite Dr. Sandeep Kadam sir, principal of Keystone School of Engineering, to address the gathering here. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Professor Radha. Uh, Good morning, everyone, faculty members, those who have joined from all over India to this faculty development program on data-driven business analytics using Domo BI. First of all, I would like to welcome Dr. Nilesh Uke, Chairman Board of Studies, Computer Engineering, Savitribai Phule, Pune University, who is the really source of inspiration to all the faculty members in Pune University to take ahead with innovative teaching learning processes and take ahead with adopting new knowledge and new concept and new subjects and new courses so that we can impart it in our curriculum and deliver it to the students. Welcome, Nilesh Uke, sir. Then I would like to welcome Mr. Ashfaq Sheikh, sir, who is supporting us from right from the establishing of Data Science Center of Excellence at Keystone School of Engineering, and his team, Krishnath sir and Sunil sir. I would like to welcome all the dignitaries joined from various institutes and the faculty members to this faculty development program. We know that data is new oil and analytics is the engine which drives innovation, efficiency, and informed decision making. Business analytics today is not just a specialized field, but it is now become a skill across every discipline, from engineering to the management and to the healthcare and governance. We have chosen this program considering all these needs that analytics and business intelligence are the important skills that faculty members need to adopt, considering the change in the field of engineering with the help of these new tools and these new concepts. So I'm thankful to Domo that they are associated with us and they are supporting us to take this to the curriculum. I have already submitted this curriculum to Nilesh Uke sir. Through this platform, I would like to request Nilesh sir that this can be included in the curriculum, as we already discussed about the open elective, and if it can become a regular course for the other student, as sir said, for next third year, Nilesh Uke sir said, third year engineering students, then that will be a great advantage, and we can have this particular course for all other institutes also. Thank you very much for joining this event, and I hope that you will have a great learning sessions and you will enjoy the fun of learning with this faculty development program. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your motivating words with constant support. Now, moving ahead, we have with us a highly respected academician and a strong guiding force for engineering education, Dr. Nilesh Uke sir, BOS Chairman, Computer Engineering, SPPU University, Pune. I kindly invite him to share his valuable thoughts with all of us.
Thank you, Professor Radha. Let me first of all congratulate Keystone School of Engineering for organizing this FDP for all the faculty members of Pune University and around institutes. And I think, as Dr. Kadam said, data is today's oil. And the person who has this is the richest person or richest nation in the world. And that is why such type of FDPs are very much required to upgrade our knowledge and to keep pace with the industry. This FDP is going to be very fruitful for all my faculty members, and I must really thank Domo India for sparing their valuable resources for next 3-4 days. They themselves are conducting. That means you are going to get the best out of it. Such type of center of excellences may be there in other institutes also. As Dr. Kadam said that this can be a part of curriculum, I'll assure you that I will make sure that it is part of the curriculum for whatever programs we have under Board of Studies Computer Engineering. Will definitely add either in third year or in final year as an elective, open elective or core subject in the curriculum, so that all 102 engineering colleges learn not only the keystone. You're learning from visualization to integrating, and then finally the capstone projects. Well, that is very must. Unless you learn, it will not go to our students. And we want our student to get maximum out of this after implementing NAP to make them a holistic development of our students. Once again, I thank my friend, Professor Soman Yashodan, for allowing the principal for such type of FDPs to be organized at their institute. All the faculty members, I wish you very best luck for happy learning, a fruitful learning for this 1 week faculty development program. Thank you very much, and over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Radha ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful and encouraging words. For next step, today's keynote session is the highlight of this FDP. It is our honor to welcome Mr. Asfaq Sheikh, sir, Country Director and Board of Member of Domo India, senior business leader with nearly 25 experience, who have been instrumental in promoting data-driven decision-making across industry. I invite Mr. Sheikh sir to deliver the keynote address over here.
Thank you for having me here. Esteemed guests, Dr. OK, Dr. Kadam, and all the professors from various universities and engineering colleges. It's my pleasure to be here on this platform. And on behalf of Domo and the Domo management, I would like to thank you for your time that you would be investing next few days in making yourself data aware and the tools and products that are available in that space. It's very interesting to see the kind of focus today we have, and especially I would like to call out the several initiatives from Keystone College of Engineering, where the students were always at the core, but now this new initiative where they also see that the faculty members are also at the core, and the faculty members, they would be a bridge between the academia and the industry, and that is the need of the day today. We have so many talented individuals who graduate every year. Some of them are able to make through campus placements, and the others, they find it an uphill task to make into their first job. And such initiatives, it narrows the gap or the inclination that they have to during their journey in that uphill task, so that their employability quotient goes up. They are more skilled, they are more aware with the industry practices. And these initiatives definitely are pivotal to having our employee population go up. Uh, that is the key. And then there couldn't be any better initiatives than this one, where you identify certain topics which are industry relevant, current today, and have the bridge or narrow the bridge between academia and industry. I would like to briefly also talk about Domo. Domo as a company, we are a US headquartered company headquartered in the state of Utah. From a business standpoint, we are into this business for the 16th year. We have global clients and global offices. Domo has presence in over 13 different countries. Majority of our clients and customers coming from North America, Japan, Asia Pacific, Middle East, Africa, Europe, and UK. So as a product, Domo has global presence. We have customers globally across the domain. We are a SaaS-based platform, which is cloud agnostic and can work with clients who have their data sitting in any cloud ecosystem. So with that, I would like to hand it over to my faculty members, fellow faculty members who are going to be driving this. Wouldn't be fair if I do not call out the efforts of individuals who have been instrumental in shaping and designing the curriculum. My co-workers, Krishnath and Sunil, Professor Swati. Of course, without Dr. Kadam's guidance, this wouldn't have been possible. And the North Star, I would say, would be Professor Soman, who has that vision for the academia to look upon. So with that, I would like to hand it over to my colleagues and Swati ma'am to proceed with the curriculum. And thank you once again, everyone who are here. I'm sure this is going to be a great learning opportunity for everyone.
Thank you, Ashwak sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring session and for showing us the impact of Domo in real world application. Thank you so much, sir.
Pleasure.
Now, for the next step, an FDP is only as good as the experts who conduct it. We are privileged to have with us three highly knowledgeable resource persons over here. I would like to introduce Mr. Krishna Pawar, sir, Senior Technical at Domo India, having experience with various analytics, business intelligence, and reporting tools. Next, our resource person is Mr. Sunil Sindhi, sir, Major Domo certified Domo, specialized in system administration, business intelligence Domo. And next, our resource person is Professor Swati Paneri. She is Domo expert faculty coordinator at Keystone School of Engineering and Domo professional certified. They will be leading today's technical sessions and hands-on workshop for today and next few days over this week, on this week. So I would like to invite all of you and thank you to all resource person over present here. Next. With this, we conclude the inauguration ceremony and move towards the technical sessions. We request all participants to stay engaged, interact, and make the most of this wonderful learning opportunity. So thank you all of you who are present here, and we are moving ahead for this technical session, which is conducted by Mr. Krishna Pawar sir, Sunil Sindhi sir, and Professor Swati Paneri ma'am. I will hand over this session to Mr. Krishna Pawar, Mr. Sunil Sindhi sir, Professor Swati Paneri for further interaction. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Radha ma'am.
Thank you, everyone. Let me share my screen. I'm sending the request, and please allow me to share screen.
Yes, Sunil sir, you can.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. My name is Sunil Shinde, and it's my pleasure that I'm sharing my knowledge with all of the faculty members and non-faculty members. So let's start with Domo fundamentals. And we will start with the, okay, let me start. Okay. Just a second. What is Domo? So as you can see on the screen, it is mentioned on Google also, like Domo is business management platform, turns data into insights and gives you the context you need for faster, better informed decision. So data is everywhere, scrambling around spreadsheets, applications, emails, notes. Peoples are working on old or yesterday's data. They create a report, so the decisions are stuck on the table because it is old data. Domo brings people and data together on one place. It can connect to any source of data, provides you the information, data. So Domo will pull the real-time data and makes it a clean visualization. So everyone in your organization can see the real-time data on the single source of truth. So why Domo? Here I'm giving some comparison between Domo, Tableau, and Power BI. You can see, as Ashfaq sir have also mentioned, that Domo is a cloud solution SaaS-based platform, and you can see the number of connectors. So number of connectors means you can connect to the data sources. The kind of connector we have is 1,000 plus. Domo also have a write back capabilities. That means data can be written back from Domo to other data sources platform. Anyone can create the customizable business reporting. Anyone can create the visual reporting capabilities, and Domo can also do the predictive analysis capabilities. So the workflow capability means the orchestration tool is also present in Domo, that you can do the automation. The primary purpose and use cases of Domo can be company wide, enterprise wide, the business intelligence. The data preparation ETL capability is present in Domo. So next is a Domo and Power BI comparison. Like it is mentioned earlier also, like Domo is a cloud-based platform, software as a service. Power BI you can see as an on-premise and the cloud platform as well. Domo have 1,000 plus connectors available, where the Power BI have 60 plus connectors available. Write back capabilities present in Domo. It might be not present in Power BI. It's a customizable business reporting. Anyone in Domo, so people present in Domo, as it get added into the instance, anyone can create the visualization reportings. So on the Power BI side, you might require some technical knowledge to create this. The predictive analysis capabilities is present in Domo. It is also present in Power BI. The data preparation ETL, that extract, transform, and load, it is present in Domo, and in Power BI, like it is a desktop user only. It is not present on the cloud. So federated query means you can directly talk with customers' data warehouses. That capability is present in Domo, whether it is where it is not present in Power BI. The IT data and governance and control capability is present in Domo. It is in the admin, and where in the Power BI it is not present. If you have any question, please put your questions in chat. Krishna sir and Swati ma'am are looking in the chat. They will provide you the answers. Next, we can discuss in this session, we will discuss it will help us to lay a foundation of the platform. There will be areas that we will touch at the high level. This session is not intended to go deep today on all topics, but we will have the follow-up trainings available on some of these topics where we will go deeper. But before we start going deep, we need to go through the broad and make sure people have the good understanding of Domo platform and architecture, how it fit into the BI landscape and industry. And so that's where we are starting today. You will not need the Domo instance access for today's sessions. Yeah, so let's talk about the Domo data architecture and how the data flows from end to end and into a Domo. So this Domo data architecture is not the current data architecture. This image is present on Google. So current data architecture is confidential. Therefore, I cannot share on this PPT right now. So we will start with the data connection. As we think about where the data lives originally, it's going to be coming from some sort of accessible data sources. We generally think of those either cloud native data, that will be things like a cloud accessible APIs, something like a CRM system, Salesforce, or might be a cloud data warehouse. The data that is accessible over the internet through different protocol allow us to connect to it and pull the data through. Data can also lives on premises. When we talk about on premises, we mean within the customer's instances networks. It is something that customer control, and it's not generally accessible to the outside of internet. But it is important that the data they are collecting and working inside to analyze and give the insights on that as well. Next, you can see the local files. The local files within customer network and files they use on day-to-day basis often might be things like the Excel, CSV, text file. This file contains the data that they would like to use in order to get insights from. And so all the data needs to be brought into whatever the analytics system, and we are working with it. So that's where data connection elements come into play. In Domo, the goal is to get data fed into a data warehouse where it then become accessible to other elements. So the data connection part that you can see here, we just discussed about the on-premises, that is a workbench tool. It will be stored on the on-premises, the cloud solutions you can see here, and the IoTs also is there, that is on a cloud solution. There can be a local files present that will help to connect to the data. We will discuss in minute in detail about the connection. So the data warehouse, let's jump into data warehouse. The data warehouse is a place that data can be securely accessed for different needs. Inside of Domo, data can take a couple of different flavors. One is a cloud amplifier. So cloud amplifier is new technology in Domo. Cloud amplifier, that set allows us to run Domo on top of the cloud data warehouse that customer have set up this on one of our partners like Snowflake, Databricks, BigQuery, and the data lives in their cloud data warehouse. Domo has the ability to access the data in the system, to use it for building the visualizations and apps, for doing machine learnings and AI for doing the data transformation. And that becomes core element where data lives and accessed. So the cloud amplifier means we do not have to move the data from the customer's data warehouse in order to get access to it for this other analytics function that we want to do with it. The data warehouse, the next is the Adrenaline that you can see. The data Domo Adrenaline is Domo proprietary database system optimized for high query speed and accessibility. There is a situation where customer is not able to uh, stand up or have or maintain a cloud data warehouse. And in those cases, Domo have its own version of cloud data warehouse that we call a Domo Adrenaline. Adrenaline is our own system for storing, giving secure access to data for those other elements of overall Domo architecture. Domo Adrenaline is fine-tuned for high-speed access. We have worked very hard to make it so that we can query it quickly and pull the data out for rendering, for visualization, and for access in apps. There is a lot of work that goes into that to make sure that it's very accessible and returning our query result in sub record of times. So there is also a Domo Vault that we will discuss deeply in the tomorrow's session. So we generally think of these connectors are divided into four major categories. So first is a specific category that can be a specific connectors. Let me show you just a second that you can see here. This is a cloud amplifier. So connectors are specifically divided into four categories that you can see: the specific connector, general purpose connector, custom connector, and the write back connector. So specific connectors are the connectors like Salesforce or Instagram. The general purpose connectors can be a JSON, email connector, SFTP, where you're pulling the data. If your connector is giving the data in form of JSON, it is not giving us in the relational table or the table format of data. If it is returning in XML or JSON, that at that time we will use a JSON connector. If your Excel or CSV file is attached to your email only and you're receiving only email, that at that time we will use the email connector. If your data is present on a SFTP server, at that time we will use a SFTP connector to pull the data. So whatever the data that which takes the protocol to the connector, at that time we will use a general purpose connector. So custom connector is Domo also gives the ability to create your own connector. At that time, you can use the custom connector. As I also mentioned, the write back connector is a type of connector where you push out your data to your third party data sources. At that time, we will use a write back connector. Next, you can see the federated query model. It provides access to directly query the external databases for visualization and analysis. Like a cloud amplifier, the federated query model, that data stays in the external databases. We do not move it into a Domo and then access it from there instead. When we need the data, we issue the query for that data directly against the external databases and bring back the results. So this is a way for us to leave the data in the customer databases, query it and pull it. So on top of the data, we can draw a card with it, whatever you need to do with it. And then it doesn't ever live inside of Domo ecosystem directly. As you can tell, this looks like a lot like a cloud amplifier. Federated data is have the read only capability, where the cloud amplifier have the capability of read and write as well. So next is the Domo workbench. So as we discussed, that Domo workbench is a tool, is Domo tool that allow us to take the data that lives inside of customer network and push it to Domo instead of reaching out Domo and pulling that data into a Domo. One of the primary reason to use the workbench is that data lives inside of customer network. It is not a best practice to punch holes in the customer network, so though there are security to allow Domo to reach into that network to a database. So for example, you are querying it data, you're grabbing it data and you're pulling it back into the Domo. So most of the time, the security professionals, they want to maintain a strong firewall to protect that data that lives in the customer network. So instead, what we do, we can install the workbench inside of customer network so that it is a safe zone and it can access the data it needs from within that network, and then use the Domo API to push data to the Domo. So then Domo can receive it and it can do the investigation with it. It's a kind of, a one-way shield. You got the firewall that will block Domo coming this way, but allow Domo coming out that way, and Workbench let us do that by installing it inside the customer shields. Next is a Domo API and command line interface. So we also have options for using a Domo API in order to programmatically access Domo and feed data into Domo. There are a couple of flavors of those, and they have different purpose for either similar data set or for a larger data set that needs to be chunked into a pieces and then sent as quickly as possible and recompiled it. So lots of different options are available for us to use the APIs, but that's what it comes uh, down. If I need to be able to program the process that we go through in order to get the data ready for Domo, load it into Domo, so I can use the API in order to make that happen. So there are also other options are available like command line interface, Domo CLI. If you want the similar functionality, but we are not ready to write the code to do that, we can use a tool called CLI, which allow us to issue the commands to do the similar work without writing the code. The CLI can also have a series of commands all bunched together that you can run as a script. So you can connect to your instance, then upload the data set, then add a user or change a password. There are also other connections are available like a Microsoft Office add-ins. So Domo have created add-ins for the Microsoft Office. So it is add-ins are present in the PowerPoint, Excel, uh, Outlook, Word. So customer can push the data from your Microsoft Office or Excel to the Domo. They can also update the data into the Excel and then they can send it back to Domo. Next, we will discuss about the data transformation. Like I mentioned earlier, it is very uncommon that data coming from whatever sources we are pulling it from, uh, it is not immediately ready for use. So to get the insights from, there is normally some kind of transformation that has to happen often. It's combining data sets together that come from different sources or data sets or tools that are bringing them into a one so that we can get the broader picture of what our data is trying to tell us over the time. We just have to do some transformation in data itself because there are errors in it, there are bad values in it, there are something that needs to be converted or transformed that way, and there are calculations we have to make so that it incorporate our business logic into the data so that our end users can use the data and they can create the visualizations or Domo can create the visualizations for them. So our first transformation tool that you can see is a magic ETL. So that we will talk about here in our primary transformation warehouse, that the magic ETL is a drag and drop canvas where we can line up different actions that represent steps in our process to transform our data. So data comes into this, goes piece by piece, step by step with each of these configured actions, telling Domo what we want to do with Domo to do with our data in that step of the process. When it gets all the way to the end, it's going to get output as a new data set, a different data set than what the input was coming in other side of here. And that data set become accessible for us to use. Other thing downstream like visualization, apps, and even other data flows that would happen after that. So the reason this one is an ETL is because we will pull it from where the whatever data warehouse it lives in, and then we are transforming it in Domo and loading it back into the Domo data warehouse. But as a different data set, extract, transform, and load with a magic ETL. Magic ETL or the Domo can also have the capability to do ELT as well. That is a extract, load, and then transform.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Can I ask one question?
Yes,
In
ma'am.
Tableau, yes, in Tableau there is separate tool, Tableau Prep,
Mhm.
for the ETL means for these steps. So it we have to install that separately. So here Magic ETL we have to install separately, or it comes along with this only.
It comes along with Domo Cloud Warehouse. So you do not need to install differently. Once you have the access of the ETL or the Domo instance, you can use this Magic ETL tool. No need to install
So
separately. You just need to have the access to use it.
okay, so we can combine the steps of ETL and whatever the dashboard in the same user interface, or separate, because in Tableau Prep there is separate, completely it is separate tool, means the output of that Tableau Prep we can use in the Tableau desktop. The output file we can import in the Tableau desktop and we can create the dashboard.
So in Domo, there
Hmm.
is no separate tool. Domo is on its own a single tool. So in Domo, you have the magic ETL, you have that you can create the dashboards, apps, and visualization cards as well. You just need to have what your role says. If you have the social level role or if you have the participant or editor level role, your role defined what tool you have access of. You do not need to install anything extra or anything
Separately.
separately.
So we can combine all the steps in one interface only.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes. The other thing with Magic ETL is more and more we are developing the ability to run the Magic ETL using the cloud amplifier as well. So it will doing the computation and transformation using the compute power of the your third party data sources, and using their system that process and run that analytics and things like that, instead of using Domo's own engine for doing that. So any question on Magic ETL?
And Veena ma'am, just to add what Sunil sir said, I would echo to the concept that the beauty of Domo is that everything is in a single API. Whatever we have discussed till now, be it the visualization cards, be it the dashboards, be it a app, you are going to get experience to everything during these 4 sessions, the 4 days of sessions which you are going to conduct. And then you'll realize how easy and simplistic it is in Domo to actually convert your data into something which will be meaningful insights. So that fun we are going to see going forward.
Okay, sir. Actually, in prep, what happens if there are large reports?
Mhm.
So that becomes difficult to handle in desktop. So we use the prep separately to create the output for these large reports. Means basic these things, filtering things or whatever the transformation we have to do, different steps. Because if you go for the banking sector, there are so many reports, daily reports, so they have to do so many steps. So they don't go directly, means generally in Tableau they don't go directly for the Tableau dashboard, the desktop. They just first use the Tableau prep, and then whatever the output they will get, they use for desktop for dashboard. So that is a better, means here if you can do all those things in one step.
Absolutely. I mean, that is
Yes.
the reason we have got the adrenaline. What adrenaline does is that layer is doing the compute in under microseconds or under a second values. A very great example, Veena ma'am, which you talked about is the banking sector, which has got tons of data. I mean,
Right.
we are looking at now we have live customers whose data is in some million rows, and
Yeah, right.
it appends every couple of minutes. Still, Domo is able to handle that. And the one which, as a good example, I have seen is a dashboard with 400 cards, and we still can handle it.
Okay.
So that's the fun of Domo.
Right. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Well, Sunil sir.
Yes. Moving ahead to dataset views. So dataset view allow us to transform the data without having to take data into the ETL, into without extracting into a transformation engine and manipulating and loading it back instead. With a dataset view, the transformation happens at that time that we are requesting the data. And the way it works, it we essentially store a query. We run that query at that time we are asking for the data. The way that we create that query is through the user interface, where different things that we choose, the options we select, the configuration that we make are all behind the scenes. Writing a big query, but then gets stored as the metadata for this data view. And then if the query is to need the data from that dataset view in order to populate the dashboards or card, then we will issue the query. It will then run that set of transformation in the backend and inside the query and return the result. And after that, we can build the visualization or the dashboard. So here we are not creating another data set like we are creating in the Magic ETL. Instead, it is just a query. We are running a query and the result, it will come back. And when you run the Magic ETL data flow, the output is a data set, and it is an actual, we call a materialized data set. It exists in there in the actual data set in a table, and then it gets stored there. But in a data set view, it is the virtual data set. It is not a materialized data set. So next is SQL data flow. So we are not going to spend so much of time in SQL data flow. So SQL data flow is also some kind of transformation that we perform on the data set. SQL data flow also uh, pull the data from the data warehouse. We perform some transformation on it, and then also load back the materialized data as a separate output data set. So the SQL data flow, so the user or customer who do not want to use the magic ETL canvas to drag and drop the tiles and select the step by step. If the customer wants to write the SQL query and perform the transformation by writing a SQL query, at that time they can use the SQL data flows as well. So it is depend on customer to customer or user to user what transformation or what ETL tool they want to use it. Uh, The next is a Adrenaline data flow. I have not added here, but there is another version of SQL data flow that is a Adrenaline data flow. The big difference with the Adrenaline data flow is while you're still writing queries in order to do the transformation, the first step of the process is not to extract the data and load it into a SQL database. Instead, we are actually issuing the query against the data where it lives, and data is already present in the adrenaline, and so you cannot incur the time and cost of moving it across the wire into your transformation engine because it is already there. Your first query are against the data where it lives, so that can speed up the transformation and process the way it still writes out the other side, and so there are still cost of data going out writing the query to the data warehouse. So you have to be aware of that piece, that in Adrenaline, you're not using the data in and data out. It is already going into the Adrenaline data warehouse of Domo. So data Adrenaline we use when your input data set or the number of input data set that you're pulling to your Adrenaline engine or Adrenaline data flow uh, have more than 100 millions of rows. So the execution of the Adrenaline engine is very fast as compared to Magic ETL or SQL data flows. Next is a beast mode is a calculate field. Beast mode provides a powerful and effective means of building a new columns on cards so you can transform your data in way you never thought possible. With such a possible powerful tool, you may have more beast mode calculation in your instance than you can easily handle. So this is the tool that allow us to do what's called just-in-time calculation. This is a really important piece. What may seem like a kind of smaller of the tool, but it serves an extremely important purpose, and that is the ability to transform the data and do calculation on that data exactly when the data is needed in order to draw it on a card or render the visualization. The reason that is important because one of the powerful element of Domo is we allow end user to work with the dashboards and visualization that we give them. They can add their own filters, they can change the date range, they can change the data granularity or other aspects of the card on the fly. Any of those different elements might affect the output of a calculation. So with the beast mode, we are giving the end user the ability to write the calculation into the card. So whatever state of the card is at that time, we need the value back. It can keep all the mind as if runs the calculation and returns the result back. That's really important for things like a ratio where the denominator changes because of the filtering. If I had done that kind of calculation in data flow by the time it got where your visualization on a card, it's already baked into that value. You're already got the ratio calculated into a data flow. You do not have the ability to now update that base value on saying I only care about specific region or I only care about the date range. It's done in the it can be done in the beast mode. So you have the ability to let the end user still play with the card, and it can give you the back correct result because it is being calculated after filtering it is applied on the card. after aggregation is being taken into the account, so that the big difference is there. So rule of thumb is, if the calculation will depend on the end state of the card, do it in a beast mode. If it is does not matter, you can do it in upstream like a data flow. If you want the transformation, that calculation between this row or row by row calculation, you can do it anywhere because it's not going to change the filtering or aggregation. And third bit, if you're not thinking about multiple rows of data in the calculation because you're summing it up or taking a max of it, those things should be done in the beast mode level. Any question in adrenaline or beast mode calculation? I will take this as a no. Moving ahead to visualization and apps. In Domo, visualization is a major part of what we can do. But as you can already tell, it is not the bulk of what Domo does. There are all of this data connection, transformation. We will talk about the AI in just a second, but in essential part, because this is where the majority of our users are going to interact with data, it's going to be present in them through the visualization. So let's talk about what tools are available for that here. The basic building block of visualization is Domo is called cards, Domo cards. A card is a container that holds some visual elements or control that we can then use inside of Domo. The card might be holding a graph, it might be holding a text box, it might be holding an app, it might be holding a sumo table, which is a special kind of table. Any of those different things could be held inside a card. The card can also contain the images, PDF, document. How we work with those primary tools for building the chart types card is going to be analyzer. So next is analyzer is the interface for telling Domo how to draw a chart for us and set up the right configuration and options to make it. So it can do that on our behalf. So analyzer allow us to drag and drop a column into a right place and set some options with configuration to create those visualization that then can be loaded into these cards and used in things like dashboards, which we will talk in just a moment. We have got a lot of different charts that are available. If you look through them, there are chart types. So I do not have the image here, but yeah, there are multiple chart types of all sorts of different use cases. Some that are used every day, some that are used rarely. But if you have a use case for visualizing data, there are really good chance that there is a chart inside the analyzer. So that would give you what you need and make it pretty straightforward for you to develop that chart by dragging the right column or fields from your data into the right slots of analyzer for different parts of chart. We will have a training where we will talk about it and how to do this and deep dive into using the analyzer. But today we will just make sure that people are aware of these features and that this is an analyzer tool that it can be used to create a charts and visualizations. The dashboards, we combine cards together into a dashboard. Dashboard are one of our primary data storytelling tool. This allows us to put information into a story by pulling them in a logical way that somebody can utilize the data and get the most result out of it, what we have done. All that work to transform and integrate further into a dashboard are very common way of talking about data, about the data storytelling in industry. So that's not specific to Domo. Some of the functionality like controls and filtering that we allow to do on a dashboard is a very Domo specific. But the end result is an interactive experience where end user can see any number of cards in front of them, interact with them in different ways, including a filter or drilling into it, highlighting the cards. so that we can show a different aspect of the visualizations, and all of that together then in meant to be a one story as a dashboard. In modern times we are moving towards the more full featured of dashboard of which tool is called as an app studio. The app studio has a very similar concept, and that we are pulling cards together into a dashboard like an experience, but it goes beyond that, and that allows you to do things like group visualization and cards if in a specific page and tabs within the app experience. It also make it easy to the custom user that they can customize the branding or look and feel of the apps. By using the style, you can update the style at one place, and then everything of that type can be automatically updated to look and feel the same way throughout the app. On regular dashboard, you have to go through manually do that kind of card by card, and it can be a very time consuming and tedious process. So the app studio can save hours and hours just by branding site of things like utilizing those tools and features. It also has the other element that dashboard do not, like the action button, things like you can kick off the orchestration tools or do the automation, which we will talk a little later, or trigger something that happens inside a Domo. It also gives you the experience that when you are inside the app, it disappears the rest of the Domo thing. So you no longer have the non navigation bar on top. So this will give you the app like feeling. There is also another tool that is a custom visualization. So if this use case or the requirement is to create a card that is not present in Domo. So Domo is also giving the capability to the end user or customer that they can create their own custom visualizations as well. They can write a code and they can create their own visualizations. Any questions on these visualizations and apps? Okay, moving ahead. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
While we continue with this, Sunil, just to tell everyone, all this may sound a little monotonic at this point of time. These are very new words or at times very specific to Domo. They may sound not familiar, but once we start doing the actual practicals and once we actually give you access to Domo, which you are going to get in the second half of this session. Today, we are going to give access to everyone. Everyone will have their own login IDs and the credentials. So once you get that, and once we start using it hands-on, you would start relating to what we are talking about, the Domo cards, the analyzer, how beautifully we can build the dashboards, and how easy it is to use the App Studio. So let your curiosity build up and we'll work on it together. Thank you. Sunil sir.
Yes. Moving ahead to AI and machine learning. So the AI service layer, this provides a secure place for creating, training, and executing the hosted models, for directly connecting to your existing model with Domo platform, and for bringing the external model into your control Domo environment. AI is increasingly important aspect of doing business intelligence. The power of AI to help us find insights, uncover the things that we would not be able to do otherwise. Immense. So Domo, of course, is leaning hard into this idea and incorporating AI into a platform. We are going to talk about a kind of high level what some of aspect of AI here. So AI service layer. So this is how we describe the underpinning AI inside of Domo. If you hear that service layer aspect, that is a part where you have access to the models that are powering insight through AI. that's where you can be hosting and training and creating those models and plugging those models uh, into a back like into a Domo. So this platform or this aspect of Domo chat into models. Okay, let me go ahead that I can show you. So Domo AI chat. So Domo AI chat is also works on the AI service level. So in this Domo AI chat, you just provide the questions, and then AI chat will give you the response back. So that incorporation has been done into Domo AI chat. It can give you the, so for example, you have created or you have pulled the data set into a Domo. To Domo AI chat, you just ask a question about your data set, and it will give you the answer about your data set. It will give you the insight about your data set, and it can also give you the visualizations or cards about your data set. So text to code is so this is a prompt AI using natural language text to intuitively generate the SQL queries and create a custom calculate field and transform how you interact with data to quickly to write the formulas. So text to code is again you just provide the information to AI text to code, and it can write the beast modes or the SQL queries for you. And also that SQL queries or beast mode you can add in your transformation, like in a magic ETL SQL data flows or in a beast mode, and that query that is provided by AI you can use to create a charts. So moving ahead to access management and security. So the first is a grant-based role. So administrators have fine-grained control over rights and abilities of user roles within the Domo system. Roles can be tuned to fit the user needs and security consideration. Domo takes access and security very seriously, and from that ground up, it's been built with a tool in place that allow us to give access to just who need it and allow them to see just the data that they need to see. And some of the things that allow us to do that are things like grant-based roles. When we talk about this, you can think of it as a permission to do something like inside of Domo. It might be a permission to view the cards. It might be permission to create a data flow. It might be permission to connect to your third-party data sources through connector. So these are all the different abilities that we can give to users by combining these spatial permissions or roles in together. So we can say this role, whatever we call this role, has the grants assigned to it. So anybody that is of that role can do the things. We can really get fine-tuned, or we can control that we allow there what we want people to be able to do inside of Domo. The functionality that we want them to have is the other aspect that we can move forward, is being able to control the access to Domo. That is an SSO consideration. Uh, so user provisioning and access can be managed uh, in the grant-based roles. Any question on grant-based roles? Okay, moving ahead to SSO integration. Uh, User or provisioning and access can be managed through the external single sign-on system or identity provider. If access is revoked in the identity provider, the user can no longer access the Domo resources. One of the ways that Domo can do this through the integration with the single sign-on. This is a tool external to Domo that manages users, and Domo knows how to talk in order to say, hey, this person's trying to get access to Domo. Should I let them in? Do you know who they are? Could you please tell me more about this person so I can populate that person profile? So single sign-on makes it so useful that user management can be simplified, and it is a feature set that we can see most of our larger customer utilize it. So they do not have to manage the users outside as well as inside of Domo. We can just point to the identity provider where they are already managing their users and get a lot of benefit from that. Next is a group management. So group management allow access to assets within Domo based on groups membership. Groups can be managed manually. It can be managed dynamically with the role-based membership policies or imported from an SSO provider. So we also have the group management at Domo, which allow us to share access to content through groups. This is an important thing to talk about. Means my mindset is always, if you want to share the little bit of information, or if you want to share the any data set, data flows, cards, or dashboards, always share that information with groups. The reason is when you want to revoke the access of any person. So then, for example, XYZ person have uh, left the organization. So at that time, you can just remove that person from the group, and that person will not have access to any assets or any objects present in the Domo instance. So that is my understanding. So there are three major types of groups: closed group, admin or owner can add or remove person from the closed group. There is one more group, that is a dynamic group. People were added into it automatically based on user profile attributes and condition. So you create a dynamic condition for it. And the open group is anybody can be added and removed from the group. So owner of the group or admin of the group can remove any person from a group, or they can add anyone. So, and there is one more, that is a directory group. So that group is came from SSO integration, or you can say the identity provider. So the group can be imported when user logs in, and it will use those groups and will show up in that group, directory group. Any question on this cron based SSO or a group management?
Means, sir, we have to install separately that Domo, right?
It
And
no
again,
needs.
we
Yeah, go ahead,
hmm.
please.
And again we should have the access from admin.
Yes, to answer your question, there is no need to install anything to use a
Oh,
Domo. So Domo is all on the cloud. You just
okay, okay.
need, so there is a URL that is provided
Hmm.
to your Domo instance. So when Swati ma'am will add you into a Domo instance, so there will be one URL that is present on the internet. So you will use that URL or that Domo instance, and there they will or admin will assign you a specific role. Based on your
Okay.
role, you can use then the informations or features present in Domo.
So we must have the internet connection when we have to use that
Yes,
Domo.
you're
That
right.
is the constraint. Okay.
Yes, you're right. You cannot
Mm-hmm.
install on a desktop. There is a workbench tool that you can install on your desktop to access your on-premises data sets or files. But again, to use a workbench or to push the data from workbench to Domo, you need the internet connection.
Okay, means for local data also we must have compulsory that internet connection.
Yes, because
And
workbench also use the
hmm,
APIs when it pull the data from your data source, from your local
okay.
files like a Excel or CSV file. But to push data to
Hmm,
Domo,
hmm.
it will use the APIs.
So how it gives the speed, because if number of users are working,
Mhm.
and can we access others? Means suppose somebody has created some dashboard and I have to refer that, we can view that right now.
Yes, you can
Yeah.
view that when that dashboard is shared with you. If that
Okay.
dashboard, cards, apps, or any object is
Hmm.
not shared with you, then you cannot see it unless you are an admin. If you are an admin, then you have the access of everything. But the
Okay.
dashboards and apps, if it is not shared with you, then also you cannot see it. You can get the access, you can get the access of apps and dashboards to go into the admin settings. But yes, if it is not shared with you, then you cannot see it.
Okay. And everyone will have separate space to store the dashboards or whatever.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Does anyone else have any question? Okay. Moving ahead to personalized data permission, PDP. This will allow you for creating a rule-based policies governing row-level data access and applied universally throughout the Domo ecosystem. So PDP will something like you create on your data set. So whatever the data set present in Domo, like it is pulled from your as an input data set from third-party data sources, or you created the data set that is the output of your transformation engine, or it it is a virtualized data set like created by dataset view or a federated data set. You can create the personalized data permission or the PDP policies on every kind of data sets. When you create the when you create the PDP policies on data sets, at that time, you can add the people into the PDP policies, and those people can only see the policy equal to true data. So for example, uh, the data set is shared with me by Krishna sir, and they have created a PDP policies onto the data set, and they have given me access to see the region equal to west. So then when the data set is shared with me, when I see the data set, I can only see the west region of the data. Okay, moving ahead to activity logs and Domo stats. So records events happening within the Domo instance along with details about the users and object related to the events, allowing administrator to review instance and activity. So activity log is something that is what you do into the instance from logging into the instance to log out into the instance. All your activity is get logged into the activity log, and that activity log have access to admin person only. The Domo stats is a kind of data sets that is present in Domo that you pull into a Domo that will give you the detailed information of each and every objects present in the Domo. So for example, if you have created the data sets, so there is a data set report present in the Domo stats. If you pull that report into a Domo, you will get the detailed information like a dataset ID, who is owner of it, what is the number of rows, what is the number of columns, who have access of it, and what is the URL of it, what kind of permission the dataset have, what is a type of dataset. That all information will come into a Domo stats report. Any question on this access management and security? Okay, moving ahead. Um, Okay, orchestration and automation. So this is scheduled, and first you can see the scheduled and triggered dataset updates. So one of the most powerful feature of Domo is the ability for user to schedule the import and updates of data into a Domo to be run automatically. Most of the connectors are configured to update on a schedule basis, and data flows can run on a schedule. When the input dataset update or combine of both, Domo has a series of tools that allow us to make things happen by themselves inside of Domo. So we do not have to do things manually by doing it like old days of BI. You had to run an export of Domo of data to then have it up to a date to populate your dashboard and get a fresh view that with Domo. So that is all happening automatically. When you create a object to like a third party system in Domo, you can schedule when you want to update it. It does that on your behalf. So you can also schedule or set triggers for things like data flows to be run. So for example, I want to run the data flow at some time every day. So for example, every day between 10 a.m. to 6 a.m. I want to run the data flow after every 1 hour so that you can schedule. I want to run when all of the input data sets are updated. At that time, I want to run my data flow. You can schedule the data flow accordingly. We will see the data flow schedules and trigger in detail in the data transformation training. The next is a workflow. So Domo workflow allows you to graphically model a business process into an executable workflow using business process management notation and flows. Orchestration capabilities offer robust solution for integrating internal and external system, configuring decision logic and automating activities in a workflow. So the other side of workflow is an extremely powerful tool that can allow you to do business process management inside of Domo. Essentially, you can set up a whole flow of steps that you want to have happen and that are powered by Domo automation, but can also integrate with external system, with data, with users, with the approval process, and each of these little aspect can be set up so that you can build it once, then it happens automatically and repeatedly. So workflow is essentially a whole product that is now incorporated into a Domo and allows you to do things that would otherwise take a whole series of different servers and tools and integrate all together. And Domo does it all in one place in a workflow. So that's something that's relatively new to the Domo, but it is making a lot of use cases possible for users or customers that they would not have even thought of in Domo before. Definitely something to talk, but yes, we will talk about this in detail in the future training sessions. Next is a sandbox. Domo sandbox allow content built in a development environment to be promoted to a production environment when ready. And this can be from one Domo instance to another within the same Domo instance. So Sandbox supports in Domo by allowing content built in a development environment and then promoted to a production environment when it get ready. When it get ready, this can be done in one Domo instance to another or within the same Domo instance as well. Sandbox is our orchestration tool. This will take the content that we are building, whether that is a dashboard, cards, data flows building inside one environment, and then being able to move it or to promote it into another environment. This is a tool that allow you just to wall off development from production and make sure that we have got this safeguard in place. So we are not accidentally destroying something in production or not being able to bring that back or safeguard in place won't mess something up in production that we are just trying to develop over here. That's make it a bit of divide or separate between those two sides of it. It can be from one environment to another instance of Domo. It also can be within the same instance, but we can create the repositories of content and then promote those from one environment to other environment. The next is alert. The alerts configuration allows you to define conditions in your data that will trigger the Domo to send the notification via email, SMS, or the push notification. It will get alerted automatically when thresholds are met, like new records appear in dataset or when metrics are outside an expected range. So example here can be you can create alerts on the data sets or on a card. So when the specific condition get triggered, so for example, you have created an alert on a data set whenever the new rows get added into your data set, or whenever the data set get failed, you want the alert. So that kind of alert you can create on a data set. There are other conditions as well you can write on a data set as per your use case. You can write it and you can get alerted via email, SMS, or in Domo have its own chat as well in the instance that we call it as a buzz. At in the buzz as well, you would get the push notification. You can also create an alert in you can also create an alert in cards or in a dashboard where you will write a condition. So for example, whenever my sales get drop or revenue get drop by 5% at that time or 2%, just send me an alert. So that kind of conditions you can also create in a dashboard or alert, and it will send the notification to you. Any question on this orchestration and automation?
Sir, just you told na, it will give the suppose some tasks are scheduled, for example.
Mm-hmm,
Suppose some task is scheduled daily at 11 or 10 in the morning.
mm-hmm,
Okay, so maybe it requires some live data, and if that data is not available on time due to some reason,
mm-hmm.
then how it will give the output means what is the accuracy of that thing means daily it provides the whatever the suppose dashboard we have created and that depends on some data and that data is generated daily at 11 o'clock in the morning, but if in some case it doesn't provide, so what it will do in that case?
Okay, so just repeating your question. So you're trying to say that your data set is running every day on
Right.
11 a.m.
Huh.
and due to some condition, it never provides the new data.
Huh, means for a single day
So
suppose.
yes, and will the data flow run on a
Yeah.
scheduled time or not? Yes,
Right.
so data flow will run on a scheduled time. It will just process whatever the data is present in your input data set. So for example, your input data set have yesterday's data. It will
Okay.
process that data and it will give you the output because your data flow is scheduled to run on a specific time. Therefore, it
Okay.
will run.
And if it depends on some date field, for example, some calculations are there and that are based on the date of that day.
Mhm.
So maybe it will provide the wrong data, right? No? Means that is not
Uh,
expected output.
so, for example, you have scheduled your data flow on every month, fifth, like 5th of every month.
Right.
So, your data flow will run on 5th of every month.
Yes. Okay. And for the daily, suppose that is not generated or monthly, so it will take the previous data only and it will generate the output as it is.
Yes, you're
Okay.
right.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. And is there any condition that it will not generate the or it will not execute the flow or daily any time? Is it happens or
No,
accuracy
no. So
100%? Hmm.
minimum you can run your data flow after every 15 minutes. So you can schedule
Okay.
your data flow. It is not just about the data flow, your data set as well. The same schedule and trigger you can give to your data sets as well. So you can also, for example, you're pulling data from your Salesforce or Instagram or Facebook or QuickBooks. So whatever the data source you are pulling from, or even in a workbench on premises, whatever the data source it is, you can minimum get scheduled for 15 minutes.
But if we are
So
done automatically, means
yeah,
we are
it will
not
run
scheduled.
automatically. Yes.
Right.
And
Okay.
there is also given the option by Domo that you can also select your time zone, whether you want to run this on a UTC or
Okay.
IST or MST, whatever the time zone you choose.
Right. Oh, thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Does anyone else have any question? Feel free to put the question in chat.
All right. Looks like we. No, I'm looking at the chat and we do not have any questions posted yet. Uh, Either we have understood things or we have not understood things. So that's the reason we are not having questions. Uh, how much time do we have, Swati ma'am?
If it's done, we can stop it for now and we can continue after lunch break.
Okay. Or do we have 10 minutes or so?
Yeah,
Before,
you can take your time. We have time till 1 o'clock. Then we will
okay.
go for lunch break. Yeah.
Okay. So we still have 30 minutes, which we can. Sunil, is it okay if we demo a bit of Domo? I mean, whatever we have talked about, let's have a quick sneak into it on the Keystone instance itself. Let's have a look at how a dashboard would look, how a card looks on Domo, how an app looks on Domo, and then probably we would be able to relate whatever we have seen on the slides.
Okay, let me log into it.
Sure. And Veena ma'am, to add to your question, if there is a situation where there is no append in a data, the data source which you have, the way the system works is we have got a data source, we have got a connector which talks to the data source, and then we have your Domo instance wherein you have your dashboards. So when your data flow is running, what it does is through the connector, it goes to your data source, pulls the data on that scheduled time. If at that point of time there is no updated data, then what you see on the dashboard is the stale data which already was there. There is no update to that data. We have customers who have data refreshes happening every 15 minutes, like Sunil sir said. These are again high value customers or those customers whose data continuously updates. A good example is a train service. The train service would have constantly updated data. If the data source doesn't have a updated data, then the dashboard which we are running will also show the same data.
Okay. Right, in the data set. But is there any possibility of other that it will not generate the whatever the dashboard or whatever the output on time? Suppose we have scheduled for the 11 in the morning.
Right.
Suppose data set is also available, but is there any other possibility due to which it will not generate the output? Or
There's there are a couple of possibilities, of course. I mean, if
right.
it all depends on the connectivity as well. If you're not
Yes.
able, if Domo is not able to talk to your data source, then there is a huge possibility. Then there is a huge possibility that the data might not show up. And again, that is where our logs come in picture. There might be chances of failure once in a while. It might happen in, say, 10,000 instances, one or two instances would be there where the data refresh did not happen, and
Right.
we come to know about it that the data refresh has not happened. We have alerts in place. We have mechanisms in place which monitor the data flow. They monitor if it has functioned well or not. We will show you there is a log as well which
Yes.
tells whether the data ran successfully or not.
Right. Yes. Thank you,
That
sir.
we will show you that there is a history of data flow which comes up, which shows you how many times the data ran successfully, how many rows it fetched, or if
Hmm.
it did not fetch any row or not. Even that
Right.
indicates whether that data flow was successful or not.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
I hope
Let me
that
sh
answers your question.
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
let me share my screen. Uh, can you see my screen?
Yes, Sunil.
Can you see the Domo instance?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the Domo instance. You can see the over URL that Swati ma'am will add you in this instance. So you can see this is all on the cloud on the internet. So you just need to type this URL when you are get it added into it, provide your username and password, and you will get into the instance. So this is the first page, that is your overview page. Like we were discussing about the data set. On top, you can see the menu, that apps that we just discussed about, the visualization, dashboards, alerts. Buzz is something like if you want to discuss with your colleagues, or in your organization you want to discuss about the cards or data set, that buzz you can do here. So for example, I'm searching Krishnath, so I can discuss with Krishnath Pawar about the data set. Like I add here, if I do at the rate and do calendar, so it will give me the cards present in the instance, like calendar heat map. I want to discuss about the calendar heat map, why the numbers are low. Like this communication you can do in the bus, and just hit enter. You can see it is showing you URL. If you click on it, it will take you to the card. If you click on this go to card, you can go to the card and you can do your investigation. You can see here on below to card, this is a data set. It is using visual vocabulary store data. If you click on it, it will open the data set, and data set looks like this, where you can see the type of data. It is a file upload. It is on a Domo data warehouse, 22 columns, 12,410 rows, last executed 2 months ago. And who is a owner of it? Like an instance admin is the owner of it. If you go to the data, you will see the data present into the instance. This is a column, these are the rows, and you can verify whether the rows are correct or not. In the history, you can see that when this data set initially fetched. So you can see July 20, 2025 sent through the API update, and at 1 MIST, 2 seconds it took to run to send 12,000 rows into a Domo. And what is the result of it, whether it is failed or successful, that you can see data updated successfully. On this data set, you can create alerts. Just go here, click on new alert, and you can just give it a name. Write a condition here, like we just discussed, like my date is current for the first value. Like use any, like your condition it is, and just click on next. You will write a message, and this alert you want to share with who. So this will create an alert, and when this get triggered, it will send you the notification over an Gmail, that whatever the email address we have used in Domo, it will send the email to that address. It will send an email to your phone number if you have added your mobile number as well, and it will also send you the push notification on Buzz that you can see here. If you want to talk if we were talking about the schedules as well. Let me show you the schedules, just a second. So this is just an example data set. So you can, if you go to the settings, this is like another data set. If you click on update, this is not a good one. Let me go back. For example, this is the data set. If I go to the settings, if I go to the schedules, you can see that this is the scheduling options available. The basic scheduling options are available, like update interval. If you want to run every day, every hour, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, every week, month, or manually. Start at what time? 1 p.m. What can be the time zone? Whether it is UTC, Asia Kabul, America time zone, and what update method you want to select, whether you want to select the replace, append, or merge. The advanced scheduling options are also available, like how frequently this data should update, at what time start, the time zone, every day, specific day of the week. Then you can see Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or 1, 2nd, 3rd, every month or a specific month, more than once a day, what can be the other conditions? So error handling here also present in the advanced option, like how you want to handle the error handling. So do you want to try again the execution when it fails? So here we have selected do not retry when it fails. And if we select always retry when it fails, so we can select that retry should happen after every 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 16 minutes, 5 minutes, 30 seconds, or 60 seconds, and the number of times you want to retry. So like when data set fails after every 15 minutes, how many number of time you want to retry? Do you want to retry only once, twice, or thrice? You can select it here. And the update method again, replace, append, or merge. I will not save this changed configuration. I will click on cancel, so it will not save. If we go to the data flow, let me show you the data flow as well. If we open any data flow, let's open this. If we go to the settings, you can see the data flow settings. Here we are going to trigger the data flow. So this is the basic condition when data set update, like when the widget cells data set get update or run, at that time this data flow will only run. If we add the trigger more condition, like on a schedule, like once a day, at what time I want to run this data flow, every day, specific days of week, specific days of month, more than once a day, after every 1 hour, 2 hour, or at after every what minute, 1 hour 40 minutes, I want to run my data flow. At between what active hours, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., I want to run this data flow only. You can add a more condition, like dataset have updated dataset, like widget cells between these active hours. When the widget cells is updated in the last 1 minute, then only this data flow run. Like this condition you can write in the data flow settings, then and then only your data flow will get triggered, else not.
So we have built a great amount of detail and granularity into the way you want to control your data flow settings. So which is quite obviously seen here. On similar basis, each and every component in apps, dashboards, alerts, Buzz, App Store, etc., everywhere it has been made very low code or no code kind of a UI. This is where we were talking about ma'am, when if what happens if the data flow fails. See, this is where it is saying that it was successful on each and every run. This is running every day. It runs for around 11 seconds and then it pulls almost 69 kilo of rows and it goes successful. So even if it fails for a couple of times, we know when it has failed, why it has failed. It gives you a alert as well. Plus, it gives you a log message also saying that what went wrong. And then we have our investigation tools which we can utilize to identify what went wrong with that particular data flow. This
Yes.
is just a sneak peek of what we are going to explore and see in the next 4 days. There's a lot to learn and lot of surprises in terms of what the Domo capabilities are. I will attempt to do a Domo app or create it when in a span of say 10 minutes. Usually it would take somebody around a day's time to build an entire dashboard, a meaningful dashboard, so that your data gets some kind of a meaningful insight and you can utilize it for decision making, value added decision making. But then I'll do a demo wherein I will try to build an app within say a span of 10 minutes and show you how easy it is to actually build stuff. I've been doing this for almost 20 years now, and it actually takes ages. We used to have back then MIS teams as such, जहाँ पे कि we used to have 4 or 5 team members running those Excel sheets every week, every day, and then pushing those to our directors for them to take organization level decisions. But that has been eliminated completely. We can do that in 15 minutes, 20 minutes. The data updates happen automatically, the dashboards update automatically. You would see those changes happening. We have got refresh put in, we have got filters put in place, which you can utilize to see the visualization the way you want. So all that we are going to explore in next 4 days. So keep your curiosity up, and we'll continue with this learning. Swati ma'am, do we want to take a break at this point and then gather back after the lunch break, and then we'll
Yeah,
give access to
yeah, we
everyone?
will go for hands-on session around 2 o'clock, so we can take a break. Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions? We still have 15 minutes to go. Okay, I've got a couple of responses. Vinodji, thank you. All right, I think we are good.
Yeah,
So we'll
we're
break
good to
for
go.
lunch, and then we'll join back at 2.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Thank you, everyone. Take
Thank you,
care.
sir. Okay.
Thank you, everyone.